And we're back with another video, and first I want to thank you all for watching my last video, where in the second half of the video I went into my little rant. You all are incredibly supportive, and it meant a lot, all the positive comments and the recommendations to ignore the haters, because they're so few and far between, and your advice is absolutely correct, and I certainly will. And generally do, but once in a while I would like to climb through the screen, put both my hands around this person's neck. Sorry, we're back. Anyways, everything's fine. You guys are amazing. Great input. And today I just thought I would mention one also in that video, that the clip I played of the Charger Daytona, or the Charger 6-pack, or Outlaw, whatever the hell they're going to call this thing, when they finally get it on the dealership lots, I believe in September for the two-door. So many, I wouldn't say a lot, but there were enough people to cause some tremendous concern, at least when it comes to thinking about the depths of intellect stretch in the world right now. No offense to those of you that literally believed that that was a random Dodge Charger 6-pack just roaming through, smoking the tires, and getting sideways in the city of Detroit. It wasn't. Some of you commented saying there was a police car there, and that guy was just doing the police car. Like, they were shooting a commercial. I didn't say that because that's obvious. They were shooting a commercial. There was like cones and everything all around. The police there, the roads were blocked off. I mean, in that video, it was clearly they were shooting a commercial. And I'm just shocked. Let's just take a moment for those folks that thought, that literally were chiming in saying, it looks like they were shooting a commercial. Or something's set up with them. Didn't you see the cop there? I'm like, they were shooting a commercial. Anyways, that blows my mind. Like, some things I feel like I shouldn't have to just explain every single thing. Yes, they were shooting a commercial. So I'm going to say this. Yes, there's another clip that I'm going to play for you right now of the Hellcat Durango in a commercial. And you could tell a little clue of the commercial for the handful of you that may need this explained. The camera car, the Porsche Cayenne or whatever the hell it is, with the giant boom in the camera, that's a clue that they're shooting a commercial. It's the same place, same day, and they're doing this commercial. Let me play that for you, and we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so that day they were filming a commercial. Now, the point I want to get across in this video, while also talking about the TRX in a second, is they're bringing back the commercials we want to see. We need to see. They got us excited. And I want to give them kudos and praise for bringing back loud engines, even though it was a twin-turbo i6 and the Charger. But this Hellcat Durango sounding glorious going down the road, they're bringing back those commercials that get people excited about the brand again. I don't know if it's too late for them, and I hope that it's not. And I hope that they absolutely make a comeback like you would not believe. And I'm rooting for them. I've got the pom-poms out. Starting with commercials that excite us again, social media campaigns that excite us again, with cars we can actually buy, not putting all the old cars up that we can't even buy anymore, because every time you put the new cars up, you get roasted in the comments. This is a good sign. We're heading into a better direction. And with that Durango Hellcat sticking around, it appears, for 2026, awesome, outstanding. But I did want to say this in this video because I want to make sure any execs that end up seeing my video hear this loud and clear. Let me just pop this up here. There she is. Hear this loud and clear. You got to get this thing priced better. You can't hit the market at $100,000 again. You just can't. It's not, the world's not there. It was there during COVID when interest rates were really low and people had money falling out of the sky. But that's not the universe right now. And the reality of it is, while we've got a great stock market, People's house payments are higher. Their rent payments are higher. These are all things that will limit their ability to go spend money on fun things. You've got to figure out a way without degrading quality so far that the thing's not worth selling to get these prices down and get them so far down that they like the Charger that even if it was a piece of crap, people would still buy it, which is pretty much what's happened there. But then deliver something that's not a piece of crap. So get the Durangos out of that $100,000 price range, get them back into the $80,000 price range. And I mean with options, $80,000, $85,000 price range. Do something about the dealerships and the markups. Get it figured out. We've given you guys 1,000 ideas and you haven't taken them. You've got to figure it out. You've got to have a powwow. Filosa is good at this. Tim Kuniskis is good at this. Have a powwow with the dealer associations and with every single dealer and say, look, we need to sell lots more cars, and tell them we're going to deliver you more inventory, so much inventory that you're going to have to lower prices and not be able to charge markups. Because how you can, goes back to simple mathematics, supply versus demand. If there's extra supply and less demand, prices will come down. Dealers can't charge markups. That's the number one way that you can get a handle on these dealers. And I know that's a risk because you're going to put too many machines on the market to then have a flood or a glut of inventory. But if they're inventory that people want to buy and the discounts and incentives are strong, then they will sell. And I promise you will find a way to make a profit on those cars. But the greed has to go away. The greed from the manufacturer and the dealers has to go away. Because I myself would absolutely buy a Hellcat Durango. Absolutely. The problem is it was cheaper to buy a Land Rover Defender, which is a way superior car when it comes to interior aesthetics, comfortability, drivability, technology, everything else. It just doesn't have a big giant Hellcat engine in it. And also when it comes to just the modernistic look, the new Defender looks great. It's very attractive. I have one. And the Durango is the same Durango they've had for, 15 years. So if you want to sell those, you got to get those prices down. So that's my diatribe on that. Let's talk about this TRX thing that they're talking about. So what is exciting is if this were to happen, which it sounds like it's going to be here for 2026, the point I wanted to show is that the Raptor R is still going to be beating it with 720 horsepower. So when I was reading through some of these articles, not this one, but this one, there was some at least slight alluding to the possibility of, would the TRX adopt a Redeye version of the Hellcat V8, which produces 797 horsepower. Now, that would be, you would need a gigantic fuel truck to follow you around everywhere you go, but you don't have to go to 797. You could take this thing to 740, 750, 760, and at the very least, get more than 720. 720 is the Raptor R. Now you come out with the TRX Redeye, and you've got something that just is it's back top of the class in that performance truck universe. And if they do that, there's a market for it. And if they price it reasonably and stop the dealers, because right now if you want a Raptor R, you're going to pay $150,000 for it with the dealer markup, which is utterly stupid, which is why if you watch a couple of videos ago, there's a bunch of them just sitting there lined up, covered in dirt, not getting sold because the dealers are holding out for huge markups. But if you can get the TRX in a Redeye and offer it in the standard, 702 or whatever horsepower, or just tune the regular TRX to 721, 725, just beat that number just for the sake of beating it, because that is what Dodge does. At least that's the Dodge I remember. That's what they used to do, and push that envelope and deliver that truck out while you're figuring out all the other stuff you're going to stick the Hemi and the Hellcat engine back in, and hopefully the Scat Pack engine or even a new Hemi. So with that, everybody, I'd love to hear your thoughts on On this stuff, yes, looks like the Durango is going to stick around. We've got the twin turbo i6 coming out in September. We've got engines coming. We've got commercials coming that are going to get us excited. And I figured out, I watched that video with the twin turbo i6 going around the corner and smoking the tires. And you know what it was? It was the sound of a gasoline engine doing what gasoline engines do: smoking tires, revving loud, and having fun. Which, whether it's a twin turbo i6 or a souped up 4-cylinder or a freaking V12 or my Lamborghini's V10, I love that sound, and I've loved that sound as far back as I could possibly remember. So let's get these things back on the market. Let's get all these things out. Let's get some good stuff with big, fast, crazy engines in them and get this company turned around. And most importantly, get them priced right and get your dealers under control, and you can change the trajectory of that company pretty quickly. So with that, everybody, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.